Well, it's a privilege to have with us a star who is not only an up-and-comer, but I think he is a star right now. Todd Newton, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. I appreciate you taking some time to chat with me a little bit.
Well, tell us about yourself growing up and how that led to getting into television and eventually game shows.
Okay. Well, I'm born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri, and I had the fortunate opportunity to start in radio there, and enjoyed 10 or 12 years in St. Louis radio and television, and moved out to Los Angeles in the early '90s to work at E! Entertainment. And through my time at E, I hosted just about every type of television. As I mentioned on the panel, from interviewing to news to live red carpet coverage to talk soup, and I learned where I felt the most comfortable, and it was with the interview type format, as well as in front of live audiences. And when I hosted my first game show in '99, Hollywood Showdown, I found that perfect combination, and I fell in love with the genre instantly, and have since just really focused on that as the direction I want to go in.
Well, tell us about how you got the job with The Price is Right, both in Reno as well as Atlantic City.
Yeah, well, Fremantle Media produced Whammy, the all-new Pressure Luck, and met some great people over there. They were very, very good to me. They really brought me into the family. And when they decided to take The Price is Right out on the road, they knew, number one, what a huge Price is Right fan I am, and number two, that Bob Barker has been a huge influence on me. Yeah. And they brought me in. We went over a few games, and I loved it. And I said, I don't care if this is televised or not. I just want to be a part of the Price is Right legacy, and to be in front of 600 or 700 people a night, sold out shows 6 nights a week all over the country. I'd love to be a part of that. I would love to take the Price is Right on the road and give people an opportunity to share in that energy and excitement. So it's been 2 years now, and I leave again next week to go back to Atlantic City and do it again. It's just a great time.
Are you currently based in Los Angeles right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I live here in Los Angeles, my wife and our 2 kids, and it's a great place to call home. It's in the center of it all, and it never snows, which is nice. Growing up in the Midwest, I've been snowed in more than once, so I've met that quota. So it's nice to be out here in the sunshine.
Now, I got to ask you, since I was in St. Louis for the first time about 2 months ago to see Busch Stadium, you ever been to Ted Drew's Frozen Custard before?
Are you kidding me? I grew up on Ted Drew's. Ted Drew's and White Castles, got me through my childhood.
And you're still in good shape to tell about it.
I'm older now, so I have to kick back on that. But yeah, it's everybody has a place that they call home, and Los Angeles has brought me wonderful things professionally as well as personally. So I had that nice Midwestern upbringing, and now I'm out here in the land of lights and craziness, and just making do and having a great time.
What's your advice to those who want to get started in game shows? Because I'd love to host a game show myself someday.
Well, the only advice I have is to know what you want to do and do it. No matter what your goal is, there are steps that need to be taken, and you can find those steps. You can find out what needs to be done through pure focus. And I think that when you want something bad enough, when you dream of something enough, you realize what you need to do to get there. And it's always hard work, no matter what you want to do. I have friends who are doctors and friends who are lawyers, and I have a friend who's a pharmacist, and I have a friend who opened up a nursery. And, for everyone, making their dreams a reality was just hard work, and they did it, and dreams came true. And the same for me. We're no different in television. Yeah. This is just what we wanted to do. And the same for you. You're here now. You're in that room with all these greats, and you're one step closer than you were before you walked in that room. And it's just the culmination of steps that eventually leads you to where you want to be.
Now, tell us what an honor it was for you to, be talking about Tom Kennedy, Jack Nars, and Monty Hall. Was this your first time meeting all of them?
Yeah, it sure was. I as I said in my speech. I try to get little pearls of wisdom from the greats, and Monty and Tom Kennedy and Jack Nars certainly fall into that category.
Yeah.
And to be able to thank them personally, it was huge for me, and they have been big influences.
Yeah.
And I was thankful for the opportunity to tell him that, because in 50 plus years in any industry, you forget, how influential you are to people that want to do what you're doing. As producers, as hosts, they're fantastic, and they're gentlemen. They're big family men too, which is a big thing for me. My wife is a huge part of my life. And she's my support system. She's my confidant. She's my best friend. The kids the same way. Everything I do, I think about how it affects my family, and to see these two gentlemen sitting here with their wives and with their kids, it makes me feel optimistic about the future, and makes me realize that you can work in this industry without it taking a negative toll on your family, and you can incorporate your family life into your professional life and have it be beneficial for everyone. So it was great to shake their hands and to see those, just to look in those eyes that have looked out at me through my television screen for so many years was really a special thing.
Yeah. Well, Todd Newton, thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, man. Take care. Good luck to you.
This interview happened about a year before it was confirmed that Bob Barker would be retiring from The Price is Right. Nevertheless, a lot of us were rooting for Todd Newton to become the new host. And while he was in the final three, the original final three, it was Todd Newton, Mark Steinis from Entertainment Tonight, as well as George Hamilton. Suddenly a wrench came in where Rosie O'Donnell was rumored to be the new host, but eventually, of course, the job went to Drew Carey. These days, Todd is hosting The Price is Right live across the U.S. and Canada. He also hosts the Host with the Most Toddcast, and you can find out more information about what he's doing these days at toddnewtononline.com.